How's it going, guys? Welcome to the TwoPennyGames Piggy Bank, your favorite casual gaming podcast with my casual gaming buds. My name's Phil. I'm your host for the show that we record live every Monday afternoon Central over on twitch.tv/2pennygames. And I got a little ahead of myself. If you can't catch us live, you can watch us over on youtube.com/@2pennygames every Saturday, 8 a.m. Central.
Mainstream podcast services.
Indeed, in mainstream podcast services everywhere. Of course, I'm not alone here. I'm here with two of my best friends in the world. One of them being Mr. Connor Elliott.
With those Twitch/TV whatever, why does that matter? You can just do 2PennyGames Twitch, and it's going to come up anyway. You don't have to do the slash and the entry.
That's the URL. That's like the.
It sounds like advertising. Are we advertising on this show? Is that what we're trying to do
ourselves?
Here? Yeah,
we're going to advertise ourselves.
Just say, guys, you can go on a search engine. Everybody has one. Type in 2PennyGames Twitch, and you get there. It'll show up. It'll pop up. We're not big, but it'll pop up because you typed in 2PennyGames.
Not necessarily. Like there's a lot of different channels out there. Many of them have 2 penny
something
something
called SEO.
Yeah.
There's something called SEO out there, Connor, search engine optimization.
That's the problem.
If you tell them exactly what to search, it will optimally show them exactly what you want them to find.
Yeah, but, I remember originally when we were typing 2penny or 2penny Gamecast into the YouTube search bar, what was the 2penny Club or something like that would pop up, but all of a sudden, it started being our stuff. At a certain
that very likely just is because you just started searching us more and like clicking on our stuff more, so it's gonna prioritize your stuff. Now, granted, I've had several friends at work be like, "Yo, you got a YouTube?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got a YouTube." And they're like, "What is it?" And I give it to them, and it pops up right away for them. So great, means we're doing something right. That's progress, right? But
and that's what I'm talking about because the other channel in question had more than us. Now they don't, and now we are the 2penny search result. Pretty nice.
We're just pushing all heads down as we rise up. That's what we do.
Make sure you like and subscribe,
please.
Almost to that 500.
We are
almost. It's true. We are almost there.
Very nice.
Thank you guys.
Fastest 100 we've ever gained.
Yeah, from the jump from 3 to 4.
From my count this morning.
I count it every morning.
Yeah, I count all 400 of those motherfuckers.
Well, boys, thank you so much for joining me on this lovely episode of our casual gaming podcast, where we come together every Monday and we talk about video games, the things that we love, what we like, what we've been playing, what we look forward to playing in this coming week, or even further on. We play mini games, compete with each other. So overall, have a good time, chit chat about games, because we're nerds, and who doesn't love video games?
Yeah,
how are we doing?
I guess
Republicans don't.
That's not even true. I don't think. Not the who was that senator back who was really against GTA?
You're gonna have to be more specific.
He made a name for himself. It was like during the 9/11 days.
There was the Supreme Court judge. Still alive?
I don't remember who the judge was.
The Hispanic one, overweight.
Scalia?
Yeah,
he's Italian.
Is he Italian?
I think. Scalia sounds Italian.
He looks as Hispanic though.
That's racist.
He's dead, though, right?
Oh, yeah, he's dead.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, anyway.
I was going to say good, but, it is what it is.
People talking about video games. If you think Republicans don't like video games, let me tell you about something called woke game radar or something. It's like what was it? It was like something. It was like basically an internet game where like it'll randomly select from a catalog on this like Steam user group that like they play a game to find out if it's woke or not.
Yeah, this is not true, but didn't Elon Musk? I know he advertised it at one point, and
maybe,
for a second,
I don't know.
I thought he created it, but
no.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was some little like troop online. They put together this thing where it'll just randomly throw a game at you and it'll say, is this game woke? And you say yes, no, or I've never heard of this.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll tell you if you're right or wrong. If they put it as woke, somewhat woke, not woke,
To the people who care about these things.
Right.
Life is so much easier if you don't. Like, it's just not what you're worried about. It's just not important. Like, You are tripping about nothing. Nothing. You know, I'm seeing people because man, I've already forgot the actor's name, but the lady who plays Seer in the Jedi series, and she's done a bunch of other stuff lately as well. She's
super prolific as an actress.
She's really popping right now. Anyway, she's in Death Stranding 2. She's in the new trailer. And now people are calling Death Stranding 2 woke because there's a black woman in it. And I'm just like,
Deborah Wilson.
Deborah Wilson. She's fantastic. She does really great work. Y'all gotta shut the fuck up. Y'all gotta chill out because it's just. I mean, let's call it what it is. They're just using words in replacement for like red flagging for racists, right? Like it's DEI, it's woke, it's CRT, all these words that they use just to hide their racism.
Cathode ray television.
Cathode ray.
CRT.
No, cathode ray. Oh, okay.
Oh well, Tavin.
Well, CRT TVs is a thing, like cathode ray tube television.
Your point, Tavin.
Yeah. Go ahead and play devil advocate.
She is in everything.
Align yourself with the racist.
So it's like,
but so is Troy Baker. And nobody called Death Stranding woke when Troy Baker was in the first one.
But here's the thing. It's a woman, so the standards are different here. They're just different. See, that makes it woke, and it's only doubled by the fact that she's also black. So it's a problem because that means it's bad because it's woke.
Jesus.
What? It speaks for itself. You saw the site.
I'm going to put the disclaimer that Connor's humor can be, at times, extremely dry.
Construed as what? It's not dry. It's fresh.
I think it was being completely authentic there.
Yeah,
I was showing off his complete authentic self.
Just like how you can be authentic in chat, like Ankun talking about being a tax-evading Latino porn star Mexican.
What the fuck? Oh, he did say
adding
that.
adding on porn star to that one.
Yeah,
interesting.
You gotta.
We got some things in the works, Enrique.
Enrique, you want to drop a link or like?
I think he's lying.
Anyway, boys, I kind of just want to get right into what we've been playing. You know, playing a good amount of things this week.
We've been playing a couple of things this week. Mostly, I've just been playing Kingdom Hearts. Mostly, I'm trying to get through it so that because my schedule is about to get real tight, I'm gonna have very limited free time for the next couple of weeks. So I'm trying to get through Kingdom Hearts so that when my schedule gets tight, I can spend my free time playing what I want to play. So last night I beat Atlantica. I'm in whatever they call Nightmare Before Christmas. Halloween Town. I'm in Halloween Town, and you'll get my feelings on the game at the beginning of next month.
You will.
That is, of course, because we are playing Kingdom Hearts for the 2 Penny Game Club, which is our monthly video game book club where we review games of yore and rank them amongst other games in the franchise or in the series.
Well, I have good news for you, Tavin.
Yeah.
You don't need to play it the way you have up until this point.
No,
and Phil will agree with me.
No, I'm going to.
Because the established rule is that games that take longer than 20 hours only need 20 hours inputted into the game to be a fair review in our eyes.
You're right.
All you got to do is just get to that point and stop.
That's like
you know what happens.
That's like 3 hours away.
Exactly.
Like I'm 3 hours away from that.
Phil, you would agree with such a tactic? Yes?
No, I'd prefer that you finish the game.
Well, you can't please everybody. It's okay, Tavin. We've established this to be the rule, so you can do it.
I can do it. I can do it.
You're not going to.
No, I'll beat it.
Yeah,
I'll beat it. I'm making great progress right now.
Yeah,
Connor better beat it too.
Well,
Connor's making crazy progress.
I have a standard to uphold on this podcast here. I got to play everything all the way through. We'll see how long that keeps up.
Yeah,
but for now, it's in the realm of.
We're gonna get to some game. There's gonna be some game where the game loop is more fun than the actual core game path, and you're just gonna be playing the game loop, like I don't know, a Skyrim, a Death Stranding, anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Skyrim is definitely not one of those games where we care that much about the story because it's basically just an extended side quest. All things considered, like in terms of its importance,
it's just a more like people just monologue about history a lot more in the main quest of Skyrim as opposed to like actually like doing the cool stuff that you like to do in Bethesda games.
Yeah. So that'll happen.
Connor's also been playing Kingdom Hearts. He is. You're in Atlantica.
I want to touch on Skyrim real quick because we mentioned it. I don't know why, but I remember when I beat Skyrim, I was surprised that it was over. Like because I beat Alduin and then it was just over.
Yeah,
It's only the beginning, some might say. Because
Or it's the end because I just get to a certain point and then like drop that quest and never come back until I'm like, oh, I guess I could finish off the main quest.
yeah.
Anyway,
cool
back on Connor with Atlantica.
Yes, I have started it. I don't know how good or bad it is. So I'm in Atlantis. Is there going to be a musical number? There is going to be a musical number. I know there is. I
In
knew
the second game.
Second game.
But I thought there was one in the first one.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Ariel kind of does like a weird like spoken monologue that is essentially an adaptation, I guess you would say, of part of your world.
Yeah.
And weird. It's very weird.
I'll be the judge of that.
They were trying to do in Kingdom Hearts 2 specifically, they were trying to do things like differently. And so Atlantica in Kingdom Hearts 2 is literally just a rhythm game. A poor one at that.
Is it better than engaging with the swim mechanics? I haven't really dived into
I would
them.
not say so.
I
don't think
Atlantica
the swimming's not that bad in Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
Yeah, the Atlantica in Kingdom Hearts 1 is probably 3 times as good as the second one.
3 times. I'll
Listen,
find out.
Atlantica is another Kingdom Hearts 1 level. So what you've experienced up to this point, it's another one of those.
Okay. Yeah. I got it.
It's far from the best Kingdom Hearts 1 level.
So far, what is the best Kingdom Hearts 1 level? What is yours, Phil? While me and Tavin
what is it in Tavin's mind?
I'm enjoying Nightmare right now. What are the other ones we've done?
I would have to.
Traverse Town, I think, is okay. I like Traverse Town.
I think that's the best.
I like Traverse Town a lot.
Yeah.
Traverse Town's easily top 3 for me.
That's probably it. I'm like just a little.
Alice in Wonderland?
No, I did not like Wonderland. Wonderland was not good. Deep Jungle. Deep Jungle, I actually didn't hate this time around. But I recognize, like, here's the thing. I just know the game better this time. And so, the language of the game or the logic of the game or the lack thereof logic of the game, I just understand it a little bit better. So I'm having a much easier time getting through it. I also think, like, I don't know, something happened in the hype playthrough. I don't know if it was like Phil being a heel and like mocking me every time I died, or like, you know what? I'll be honest. Here, let me be less nice about it. Phil's a bad coach. Phil is a bad coach. I don't know
about that.
Should never allow Phil to coach anything.
Back then, Phil was a lot worse about like taking criticism.
Coach? What did he coach you on?
Like he was coaching me through the game.
Oh,
yeah, and I don't think he did a good job. Because I'm playing it now, and it's a very simple game. You mash X a lot. I'm like, oh, okay.
Jump.
Okay. I challenge you to go through the playthrough and tell me where I was a bad coach.
Probably the whole time.
Vague statements, Tavin. Vague statements. Just, you know.
Other than when he had to look up a guide and have the guide get me through levels.
Because my expertise is in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 1's a path to 2.
I think at the time, whenever I had like wanted you, because, you know, of course I want you to play the first one before the second one, you know, and at the time when I was playing through Kingdom Hearts 2, like essentially once a year, or sometimes up to like 3 times a year, I had only played through the first Kingdom Hearts probably a total of like 2 or 3 times.
Fine.
I'm not lying.
He's trying to make himself seem like he's...
I'm being entirely dead ass.
How about that gummy ship? You know? How about it?
How about it?
I'll tell you what, it's a lot better in the second game.
A lot of things are a lot better in the second game.
Yeah. It's
some might say everything.
Fact.
I still don't remember the gummy ship being good in the second game.
I remember it being
it's more of like just a more actiony on-rail shooter as opposed to like very empty and nothing going on.
I remember it being way more engaged with the gummy ship moments.
I remember it being prettier and more happening on screen, but like in terms of what you're doing as a player, I remember it being not super different.
I remember 3, I believe, had the best gummy ship segments?
There's some good, some bad. You know, I think overall it probably is the best.
Yeah. So,
But like, there's some things that I wasn't a fan of in 3, in terms of Gummy Ship. But you know, the game overall, of course, there was many things that I wasn't a huge fan of in 3. But
Speaking of Gummy Ship in 1, I really wish they were better at tutorializing the Gummy Ship garage or like building your own Gummy Ship thing. Like, it's a really bad tutorial, and on top of that, the UI doesn't make sense on like I don't know what these parts are. I don't know what they do. I don't know what part is important. Or like the purpose of each part. Like, it's a mess. It's a mess.
That's why, like, in terms of the first one, or even the second one, I don't bother with like customizing Gummy Ships unless I'm like going for specific like challenges. Like, if I were to go, there's like trophies tied to some of the stuff, and
I imagine.
Yeah.
Tavin, are you gonna platinum this game?
No.
Fuck no. He's not gonna do that.
God no. I did just get the trophy for beating 2,000 enemies last night, and I was like, oh, hey, look at that.
Milestone.
Oddly, you got that way sooner than I did. And I'm like way further than you, and I'm a higher level than you. So it's very strange how you are killing enemies faster, but I'm leveling faster.
It's funny you bring that up, because it's possible, Tavin, that you chose the what they call the early morning path, where you level up a lot faster early on, but it tapers off towards the end.
Maybe.
Well, we were talking.
Like, I understand, but like he mentioned that he's a much higher level than you.
Yeah,
but like the level up system in the game is based off of what answers you give to the questions in the tutorial section.
Well, on top of that, I mean, I could just be, because you get experience points based off of like getting parries and stuff, so I might just be doing that more by accident.
It's possible.
I don't know.
There's a bunch of factors.
But you were saying, so what's the path that determines you getting XP quicker? It's
So there's your journey begins in early morning. I believe the first. I don't know the number, but like
you're already further than where he is mentally.
Early morning is just like the beginning of the game.
No.
You are asked when you're on the island. Your friends ask you questions.
And that one's okay.
How you answer those questions puts you in one of 3 quote unquote routes.
I thought you were talking about the weapon choosing.
No.
Okay.
No, it's the friends.
That's a different one.
I know. That's why I was like, how'd that make sense with XP? It seems like it's combat.
Because you're on like the balcony overlooking the island type thing, and they're asking you questions, and the way you answer them like changes if you get a lot of XP early, or if you get it late, or if it's a more balanced experience.
Okay.
Yeah. If you choose all the top options, you're going to get XP early, quick. If you choose all the bottom options, it's the opposite. You get XP really quick later, and it's slower to level up early on. If you choose the middle one, it's balanced throughout.
I couldn't tell you.
That's pretty cool. I like stuff like that.
Except the game never tells you.
Yeah,
it's true. The game does not tell you.
It doesn't need to.
And then like there's other factors that change based on whether you choose the sword, shield, or staff, and which one you give up, and it also chooses what skills you get on level up. In what order, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
And I'm guessing it's kind of like Goofy choices are going to be his skills you're going to get if you chose the shield, as opposed to Donald if you chose the wand.
Not necessarily. It's not like that black and white. It is more like you get the more defensive skills earlier on if you did choose the shield. And then like you'll get more of the magical based options if you choose the staff, and then you'll just do straight up like attack moves and stuff.
So if you choose the shield, you may get guard. I'm just throwing out hypothetical numbers. On your like 4th or 5th level up, as opposed to if you choose the sword, you'll get guard on like level 20.
Yeah,
you know.
Okay,
yeah, it's true.
Interesting.
How about that fun like optional thing of dodging that you get after the first boss?
Used it for a little bit, realized not doing much, and I've cycled it out of it. I've cycled it out of my abilities.
No, dodge roll is like essential for me.
Yeah,
I'm just jumping.
I can jump and dodge.
It's true.
Pretty amazing. I am on Discord, by the way.
I'm just jumping and brute forcing my way through it. I think I am I'm too high level right now because I spent some time in the Coliseum, and I think that's the big difference between my playthrough this time and last time. I didn't spend a lot of time in the Coliseum last time, and this time I am. So I think I'm just progressing at a higher level, which is making the entire game easier. And yeah, that's a recommended path to take, ladies and gentlemen. Do that.
Very necessary.
Only boss fight I've had quote unquote trouble with is the Leon and Yuffie fight. Every other fight I've pretty much one shot, except for in Agrabah, the little like spider jaw centipede boss thing. I think I fought that one. I think I died twice to that fight.
Yeah, pot centipede was an early roadblock for me as a child as well. So.
That bastard.
That wasn't meant to be derisive. I wasn't trying to like.
No. I didn't take it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, should we talk about the game that we actually like are excited to talk about?
Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yeah. So we've all played it. Connor, you haven't touched it since
we played it.
We played it. Yeah. So we all played it together. We all played for probably about 5 hours.
Yeah.
All together. Phil, I assume you've at least touched the game since then.
Oh, I've been groping the game.
Okay. All right. Cool. Oh yeah. We played that for an evening last what would have been Sunday?
Damn.
Was it before the podcast?
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
I think it was.
So maybe
it was after we recorded. Yeah, I want to say it was Tuesday.
Might have been that night actually.
Monday night?
Yeah.
No, because I went to Nicole's Monday night.
That was true.
Yeah, so it must have been Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday or Wednesday, one of those.
So this is all of ours. Well, I guess Connor's actually played some Monster Hunter Rise.
Yeah, which kind of offsets it to a degree, but I have not played as much as you guys.
This is all our first mainline traditional Monster Hunter. This is me and Phil's first Monster Hunter period. I'm enjoying it. I think it's pretty fun.
It is super
I think
fun.
it's really fun, actually. I think it's really, really fun. I like sort of the different like ways of progression and building out your character, and the deeper and deeper you go, the more interesting it is. I think the narrative is okay. It's like fun enough. Like I'm not really like remembering what's happening or really taking note of anything that's happening. I'm just kind of like, what's the conflict of the moment? Oh, it's this. Okay, great. We're gonna go kill a thing and fix the conflict or whatever. Really cool. Surprisingly, with how the structure of the game is, which is like sort of like mission based of like go out, kill this thing, come back, get a new mission, go out, kill this thing, come back, rinse and repeat. The way that they are able to sort of incorporate set piece into the story is actually like really impressive to me, because like set pieces are hard to do in linear games. This one kind of being their first like real glance into open world, but like for the most part just kind of like having a connected world that is, but it's still that like sort of like mission level, like you're more focused on just running out and killing the thing to get the supplies to bring it back to build your armor and then continue that gameplay loop. The way that they're able to sort of implement set piece into that has been spectacular in my opinion.
And it's because of the mount of the game, which is very fun to play around with, because a lot of those big cinematic moments happen when you're on the bird.
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay. Yes, I see what you're saying.
It's a great facilitator of those moments. Yeah, the sacred. I liked how much easier it was to get on the dogs, the hounds that you have in Rise, but I not only because of the cinematic purposes, but enjoy the use of the bird. It can carry a secondary weapon, which I don't believe you could do in past Monster Hunter games. You just had to go into the field with one. But I might just not have made use of a secondary weapon system in Rise.
I don't find, as of right now, I'm not finding the need to use a second weapon in Wilds either.
That's more where you start wanting to branch off into something else than just stick with one weapon.
Sure.
And at a certain point, you'll be like, okay, I want to swap over to something else.
Let me get something else going here.
It's one of the great benefits of Monster Hunter, because it changes up the gameplay very substantially, and you can just start building up a new weapon that, and all of them are great, There's a reason why they've pretty much kept the same exact weapons game after game after game. It's because they're so solid on their own.
Refinement.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And as far as
myself,
yes.
So I was gonna say that for myself, I've completely changed what weapon I was using since like both weapons. Like I don't even touch the sword and shield anymore. That was my baby. Our entire like play session when we played, and now I'm long sword and dual blades. That's my friends.
You had said you were going to go with dual blades before. longsword. This guy's a weeb right here.
What are you using?
I'm saying that. The charge axe.
Okay.
The switch axe, sorry.
The switch
Yeah.
axe?
I keep confusing the charge blade and the switch
I played around with the charge blade.
Yeah.
It seemed all right.
I very much like that one.
Yeah.
The switch axe is just extremely fun to use. It packs a punch. I need to make more use. I have to see if there's a mobility option with the weapon, because I was reading up on it just recently, and I guess I had missed that when I last played Wilds, unless they took it out, because there's like a sidestep you can do, so it adds that extra little bit of maneuverability, plus having the cool switch function of the axe, very much like a Bloodborne weapon, and basically being very versatile for whatever, whether I want to have more heavy hitting attacks that may be slower as opposed to something a bit more mobile. It's my kind of weapon, I guess I'll say. And
I've been using the bow, which
Yeah.
has kind of surprised me because it doesn't like function how. If I like a bow in video games, I'd normally like to be like super agile and move around and stuff like that. It doesn't really function that way. It's a little bit more like plant your feet and fling your arrows type thing. But I've been enjoying it immensely. Immensely, I've been enjoying it. Just being able to, sort of pop at a distance, get specific hits off, have the tracer bolt, I believe they call it, where you basically like you charge up this big arrow, launch it into an enemy, and it will explode eventually. But until it does, you can just kind of fire your arrows in the general direction, and the arrows will just hit that one spot again and again and again.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when weak points present themselves on the monster through damage of anybody, the way to like or the ease of like, oh, if there's like 3-4 weak points on that motherfucker, oh, he's losing a lot of health really fast because I'm knocking out all 4 of those weak points at once, and all that's really interesting. Yeah, I'm blown away with how much I actually liked it. I thought I would like enjoy it, but I thought it would be like a sort of like, oh, I'll play it for like a weekend or two and then put it down and probably never come back. No, I intend to probably be playing this for the rest of the year, or at least until I run out of content in it, which who knows when that is.
And they constantly roll stuff out as well. So,
Yeah.
Not with this one yet, but
I'm
past
sure
Monster Hunter franchise.
I'm sure it's coming.
Always, yeah.
I'm sure it's coming. And this being sort of our successor to Monster Hunter Worlds, which was a huge glow up and a huge like sort of big splash for the series, where it kind of hit some more mainstream popularity, and it certainly broke in the West a lot more. Being a follow up to that, it seems like from what I'm gauging online is that they've just kind of refined a lot of the great advancements that they made in that game and made them better even in here. My only real problems and biggest critiques of the game is partying up is too complicated and difficult. That needs to like, I'm shocked that it functions the way it does. Like, it is bafflingly confusing. And the control scheme to me is unnatural. And I don't know if I'll ever get used to it, because like even after like in hour 4 or 5 of playing with the same weapon, I was like, why do I have to press this button combination to get this move out? This is strange. And there's just a lot of like, I'm always accidentally putting my weapon away when I don't mean to, and I have to like bring it back out, or I'll like switch. The bow has different like arrow types, and I'll like accidentally switch arrow types, and I don't mean to, or I'll pull up the item wheel and like accidentally pull out, I don't know, my fishing rod or some shit by accident. And I'm like, why do I have this now? I don't understand. That's happened to me constantly. Which I think feeds into your thing about like, hey, it's kind of hard to get on the bird as opposed to the dog. I mean, it is easy to get on the bird. It's just one button press.
Yeah.
But it's just not natural. Like, your natural instinct, because it's how it works in every other game, is to call the bird and then press another button to get on the bird. Which I can appreciate that it's just now one button press, but at the same time, it just doesn't feel right.
And a lot of this could be subject to change as you get used to it, because Monster Hunter as a franchise does control differently than most other games, and so there is a bit of a learning curve, but eventually you get to a point where you're able to play it more efficiently. I think
if I'm in hour 5 and I still have not wrapped my head around it, that's a design problem. That, like, your controls should be intuitive, what I want to do instinctually.
Oh, it's not. I wouldn't say it's a great control scheme. It's just one that you get used to.
Sure,
Eventually.
But like FromSoft games have different control schemes, and you have to get used to them. But it doesn't take that long to get used to them.
Yeah, you're right. Because that's a good control scheme. as a baseline.
That's one that you can wrap your mind around and go, okay, this button does that button does this. In Monster Hunter, I'm finding myself going, like in the heat of battle, going, fuck, which button is it to do that? Oh, this one, that's right. Mm-hmm. Like, and I shouldn't be doing that hour 5 into the game.
Very fair. I agree. I think some of the controls kind of throw me a little bit. I'm not like, every once in a while I'll like do a misinput, but that's like the number of button presses I'm doing rather than like pushing the wrong button. Because there's like combos and stuff that you do with certain weapons. And
is there maybe because my basis is with the bow, so like the game logic isn't in the same. Is there a button that does heavy attack and a button that does light attack? Or are they just different attacks for each weapon for each button?
Different attacks.
I think they're just different attacks for every weapon.
Yes. Okay, because I'm trying to figure out the game logic of how they build the combos with the weapons, and there doesn't really seem to be one, or a universal logic from weapon to weapon.
Oh, there's not. So as far as the switch axe goes, you have 2 forms. You have the axe form, which is what it always starts as initially, and you hit with that weapon to build up the bar to be able to access the features of your sword mode, which apply like elemental effects, and you can do massive explosive damages. But the whole thing is, I believe, because it's different. It switches between sword mode and axe mode, but I believe it goes, the axe mode's triangle gets that bar filled up way faster than the circle button, which is just like wild swings that keep going and do good damage, but they don't build up that bar. Whereas it's flipped when you get the sword mode up. Circle basically builds up the sword charge that allows you to gain access to the vials and do those elemental damages as well. Yeah, and the triangle button will do a different attack, but it won't fill up that bar as much. But I think it does more damage just as a general thing. So I believe that's where that difference is for the switch axe. But the point is that the function does change weapon to weapon, because I'm assuming it's nothing like that with your longbow.
Not at all.
And I'm guessing definitely not with the katana, the longsword, because that's more about like charging attacks, isn't it? Just holding down buttons and then slicing?
Well, kind of, but there's also an aspect of what you were talking about of like charging this bar. Like, so your basic attacks with triangle will charge up this bar that you can then access like your super flashy moves by holding
that's what it is.
Right trigger and also hitting other face buttons, right? And then if you do enough of those like right trigger moves in quick succession and they land, your bar will turn red, and then you can do like your ultimate flashy combos and stuff, and it's super neat.
Right.
And then in terms of like the dual blades, it's kind of similar where you'll enter this mode. I think they call it like demon mode or something like that, or like demon rush or something like that. And you'll go from just hitting regular like dual wielding attacks to like super like quick like flashy like, oh, I'm stabbing and slicing and doing all this cool like rolling motion and stuff. And
I'm gonna spin in a circle.
Super neat.
And go on your back with the blades digging into your back, and it looks super cool.
Yeah, see,
it does look very, very cool.
And I thought there would be sort of a uniformity between, or with all the melee weapons, because like that would kind of make sense. So like I thought maybe like triangle's strong, circle is weak but fast, and stuff like that. But it doesn't sound like it's that way at all. It's just every weapon has its own combo system, and you just got to adjust to that. Yeah, because the bow, like, functions more like a chargeable shotgun than it does like a regular bow and arrow, because you're shooting like 5 arrows at once every time. And the vial, the elemental attacks, is something you can apply immediately. It's a quick button press and you do it on there, and then your next 10 shots that you let off do that element effect, and you just have to make sure that you're keeping you're restocking, you're reloading that element. You can, of course, just keep shooting and firing forever. You're not, like, reloading your arrows. You just have to reload the effect onto the arrows. And then, generally, the bow is just about keeping pressure on and doing massive chip damage until the weak points reveal themselves. And then you have this other move by holding L1, where you sort of like prep the arrow by like shooting them into the sky, kind of like a mortar comes down. And you have to like keep the cursor on the monster. And as you keep it on, like the different reticles will show up on the weak points, and those reticles will charge up. And if you let them all charge up fully, it'll do massive damage to each of them. And basically I just have to sit there, charge, wait, and then unleash like this just massive payload onto it all at once, which is like
that was.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's kind of like our vibe that we were rocking with when we were playing. Like me and Connor were revealing these weak points, and then you would hit them with like the charge thing, and it was very cool. Like our synergies that we kind of dealt with in our kind of like co-op sessions.
Yeah. I like that. It's like I said it when we played. I'm like, I feel so powerful, but I know I'm feeling powerful in a different way. I know you guys are doing things, but it feels like I'm doing the massive damage. I'm sure to you, it's the same perspective where you're like, oh, I'm doing the massive damage. Sure, they're helping, but I'm doing the like that's how it must feel for each of us individually. It's like, I'm sure they're doing something, but I don't see it like how I see it, you know?
Yes.
So like the game is very good at making you feel powerful, which is to be super commended, because a lot of these games that have like a huge variety of builds, very often one of them is just weaker inherently than the others. Haven't felt that yet, or haven't seen that yet of like, there's like a build that's just like, this is crappy.
It's the benefit of once again having such a solid weapon system that's been around for
that you've just
games
been
and games
refining
and games,
for decades at this point. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it does that thing where like whenever you hit it, it'll show your numbers, but you can't see everybody else's numbers, like of what they're doing.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you'll throw your attacks out, it'll be like, oh, this did 26 damage, right? Or like,
which is why like
you have like an armored spot,
yeah, which is why like I at one point I asked y'all, I said, hey, how much damage are you guys doing per hit? And I don't know, you said like 20, 21, 22, something like that or whatever. And I was like, okay, my numbers are smaller than that, but I'm also getting 5 numbers at a time.
Yeah.
So like I was like, oh well, I'm only doing like 5, 6, 7 damage depending on where I'm hitting him. But you multiply that by the 5 arrows that come out. I'm like, oh, okay, no, I'm still in that realm. I'm still doing that same amount of damage. And that mortar shot that I'm talking about, fucking like, for each weak point, I'm doing like 200 points of damage a piece. And I'm like, holy shit.
I was gonna say, I hit like, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like in the 400s of like a crazy high, like critical, like weak point that I hit. It was one of my like solo play sessions. It was insane.
Yeah. It's really annoying to me just how my build works when you guys reveal a weak point and then very quickly kill it, because it'll just be like on the leg that you've been hitting the whole time. So you just keep hitting that one spot, and I'm like, fuck, guys, wait.
That's my thing. That's what I can do.
I'm like, wait. But when there's 3 or 4 of them at a time, I'm like a kid in a candy shop, baby. I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great.
That's why it's like, it's so fun to me where like Connor will be on like the monster's right side and I'll be like kind of like in front of it, but more to the left. And so like he'll reveal stuff on one side and I'll reveal stuff on the other side. And it's just so cool. Like I love the team aspect and like taking these things down all together. It's super cool.
For sure. I can't wait to see some of the bigger ones and just keep progressing through it. Cause when we got to that first real big boss that boss monster, the alpha, whatever the fucking thing is called.
Oh, I know it.
Whatever it's called. But when we got there, and it was a long fight, like we fought that thing for probably like 15 minutes, you know, and it was just like this is badass. And like it would like run away and we would chase it down and fight smaller monsters along the way and so forth. I'm like, this is so fucking sick. Another thing with the bow, I love when they run away, but they have a weak point revealed, and I can like charge and hit that thing, and then knock them down, and then you guys like climb back on it, and it's just like it's trying to limp away, and you're like, no, motherfucker, you're done, son.
That was one of my favorite parts about the sword and shield, because I could like when they run away, I could hop onto my bird, and then I have this cool like sweeping move with my sword, and it looks like the scene in Endgame where Valkyrie has her spear in the Leviathan thing, and it's like it looks just like that. It's super cool, and it's like just slice them down. It was so dope.
Makes you feel powerful.
You start feeling bad for these monsters, like when you're like wearing them down, and like suddenly like their back legs don't work anymore, and you're like,
you see him limping.
Yeah. Like, he's like crying out, like, and I'm like, oh man, I'm sorry, but I need your tongue. Like, don't ask me why. I just need your tongue.
Give me your jaw too.
Oh my god.
I understand one of the criticisms that it's too easy. Comparative to previous Monster Hunter games, because despite as cool as you feel while fighting these monsters, whether you're by yourself or with somebody else, I never felt in danger. I always felt like I was in control of the situation. Health was easy to access. If I don't think I've died yet at all. No, I have not died either.
Yeah,
and so I hope they improve that as the game goes on. It becomes a bit more challenging when it gets to those bigger monsters.
I'm assuming there's some end game stuff in there that like hasn't really been dove into yet.
Right. And that's
where that starts happening. And then, of course, as they update and progress the game along. Because Monster Hunter World had a long tail.
It did.
And that was before, like, games as a service, like, really, like, took off and, like, blueprints were laid out, like, in that way. So I'm assuming the big reason that they wanted to do Wild instead of continuing to support World is one, a new generation of consoles, but also two, so that they could hopefully lay a foundation that they could build upon easier.
And I think we'll see that for years and years to come.
I hope so.
Especially because in the grander scheme of technology and gaming, it's kind of reaching a limit. The PS5 had the smallest technical jump from the PS4 compared to something like the Xbox 360.
The smallest notable jump.
Smallest notable jump, yes. And so clearly, technological limits are coming to a head, at least for now, until whatever the next form is taken.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really make much sense that they'd want to scrap a game that's clearly baseline amazing, where they can continually build off of it with DLC, with expansions, and all that stuff. It just makes more sense to do that than get ready for the next Monster Hunter game. Which, what'll they improve? How it'll improve compared to the last one?
I mean, the last one had long legs. That game came out 2016, and here we are and of course, Rise, but that's a different development team. And now here we are in 2025, almost a decade late. 2016.
Yeah, so it's 9 years. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, we're almost a decade later and still playing it, and just getting the next one, man.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm expecting some long legs out of Wilds, and that excites me.
2018.
I want to have a quick conversation about gear progression. Phil, maybe you can answer this. Of course, as you keep fighting monsters, you unlock new armor trees that you can dive into and craft new armors and so forth.
Yeah.
But can I just lock in on my armor? Is there a way to upgrade my armor and just make it better? Or am I just going to recycle out my armor? Because I love the way my armor looks right now. And I love the way it makes my character look right now. And I don't want to switch that up. But I still want to progress and I still want to get stronger.
I think eventually, yes, there is a what's the word I'm looking for? A system where you can upgrade your current armor set to kind of provide more defense, or maybe do a side kind of buff thing. Not all of them have that, but all of them can be upgraded in terms of the numbers going up.
Yeah.
So I think you would be okay. I think I don't know for sure. I've kind of just been all over the map trying to find an armor set that I love, and I think I'm close to locking that down. But I think you'd be okay. I don't think you would struggle if you stayed with what you had.
Yeah.
Maybe later on, I'm also I don't know how close I am to the end of the game necessarily, or to these kind of end game weapons. I think I'm relatively close to the end of the story.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't found. It's a little confusing, some of the upgrade systems.
Yeah, no, for sure. The way the weapon tree is laid out is odd. It is very strange.
There are these some of these weapons that I'm getting, or armor I'm getting. They say they have slots, but I don't know. And I also have items that can fill those slots, but I don't know how to combine them. I don't know how I'm supposed to put them in there. So I'm that's the kind of only part that I'm still figuring out.
Gotcha. It's so funny, this being my first Monster Hunter, and I wasn't sure. I knew it was more mission based and go out into the wild, kill this thing, come back, and improve your equipment. But this is, to me, and this might sound a little weird, but Connor, maybe you'll be able to understand what I'm going with this, because you've also played these two games. Yeah. This is if The Witcher had a game structure like Peace Walker or Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
Where it's just oh, I get it. Base, I'm going back and I'm building all this stuff, and then I'm going on this mission and doing this thing. But it's but it's just The Witcher 3 of oh, but you should eat this, or drink a potion, or coat your sword in this oil so that it does this amount of damage to this type of monster or whatever. Except instead of being a narrative focused open world game, it's a mission structure, improve your build focused game in that, which is very much like how that Peace Walker, Phantom Pain sort of thing. Open world design is very much Phantom Pain, with just a lot more to do on the map. But yeah, it's very much like how Phantom Pain operates its open world, which I was within an hour and a half of the game, it clicked, and I went, oh, this is how I'm supposed to do these things. As a comparison to players who also maybe not have played or have not played a Monster Hunter in the past. It's kind of like that.
It's a great game.
I'm really into it. Can't wait to play it some more.
Yeah.
If only I didn't have, some fucking nimwit make me play it's a shit fucking video game that's going to take up all my goddamn time this month.
He's been raging.
Yeah,
Phil.
the same nitwit has been trying to get you guys to play Monster Hunter as well, but no one wants to join the nitwit.
Only a little bit of time, only so much time, and now I have to play this 30-hour action RPG.
What are you signed for? Tired of his bullshit?
I just want to play Monster Hunter with my friends.
I do too. But there's only so many hours in the day, Phil. There's only so many hours.
It's true. Remember Marvel Rivals?
Speaking of hours in the day, fuck this time change, dude. Fuck this.
Oh my god, dude! I didn't even know it was happening. I got home from work. I was on my phone for a little bit. It was like 1:30, and I looked back at my phone. It was 3:45. I was like, "What the fuck happened? Where did I lose this hour?" Yeah, I slept in heavy that day.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks.
I slept in heavy, but I was still tired at the same time as usual. So I just lost so much time.
Yeah.
You should listen to Time by Pink Floyd.
Should I? This is a song?
It's from the
album?
Dark Side of the Moon album.
Oh.
It's a good song from it.
Is not a one-day street.
It's not the song. That is a good song, though.
Is that not it?
No. That's a song from 2000s.
Okay.
Time from Pink Floyd was in the 1974.
On our scale, gentlemen, where are we at with Monster Hunter?
A scale.
Sort of as like an informal review.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit it with an amazing, a 9 out of 10.
I think I'm there as well.
I might be as well.
That's what I gave it on my personal
conservatively, I want to say great, an 8 out of 10, but I think it's very easily going to jump to an amazing 9 out of 10. It's just the things of like how difficult it is to queue up with your team and the baffling control scheme are the only things holding me back.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that,
for me, that's the only stuff holding it back from a 10.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have said that. That's what I'm saying is like it's so close to a 10 or has the potential to be a 10, but there's just like these quality of life things that like we should have had by now in 2025. There's no reason in 2025 I should like need to be going into online forums to figure out how to party and up with my fucking friends. Still don't fully understand it.
You don't?
I mean, I generally do. Of like, you're going to be in separate instances for the most part when you're in your camp or whatever. I mean, if you're like close to each other, the game will try and put you together, and you have to be in a private lobby and all this shit. But there's going to be stretches of time where it looks like you and your friends are not together, and then as soon as you enter a fight, an actual like you have like not even like start the mission and then you go out and you find the monster and then a cutscene plays introducing the monster and then the fight starts and then an automatic invite sends out to your friends who are already partied up with you in the menus, and it's just like, this is, why couldn't we start from the base like and roll out together? Like, I just don't understand.
I want to be in the open world and like run around and start missions with my friends and like there's some games where like it's co-op and you can see each other in like the cutscenes and stuff. I think that would have been pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, if this was Halo Reach like level of co-op, like I see my friend, I see their custom character and the armor that they've got on and the weapon they're using, like, and all of that. Like, I can't believe we have not really seen that technology come back around, And I mean, there is a way to get each other in the same instance that like works within the camp and within the open world.
I don't like how it works though.
It gives you a lot less things. Like you can't, like they have these things called pop-up camps, which are like basically fast travel points where you can do a couple of like camp related things like editing your loadout and stuff. But these pop-out camps are fully customizable. Like you can change colors, you can change the set dressing of the pop-up camps. But if you enter somebody else's, I forget what they call it, environmental
instance or environmental link or something like that.
Environmental link or whatever. If you enter somebody else's, you can only see what they have. You can't, like, it's not as customizable for you, which is lame. And if they start a story mission, you get booted out. And I'm like, what are we doing? Yeah. Why is it like this? Why can't we watch the same cutscene together?
Because how are they going to have two people in the cutscene?
They've done it before.
How can we do it, Connor? If only there was if only there was
Done.
examples of this being done from over a decade ago. You know?
Well, listen, they usually don't have a voiced protagonist in the way they do, so it's different now.
I love my voiced protagonist of Noble Six.
Noble Six had a voice too.
He said like a total of like 6 lines.
Okay, that's lines. What does that mean? Is it supposed to discredit him as a character?
Oh, your point was Monster Hunter Wilds has a voiced character.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I mean, you just put yourself there.
What does that mean? Put yourself there.
Well, in the same way that Halo Reach did it.
Yeah,
you saw your guy in front. I saw my guy in front.
Right.
I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah. And there's only 2 voices in the game. So it's not like it's a wide variety of actors to choose from. It's a male voice and a female voice.
I think is there not more than
I think there's 2. I think there's 2 per sex.
So there's 2 for each, right?
I think there's 2 per sex. There's only 2 for the cat.
The cat.
Yes.
Yeah. And that one's male and female.
I think there's 3 per guy because there's like the gruff voice, the softer guy voice, and then a normal one. There might be 4, honestly.
Yeah. The one that I chose, like when I created my character, I edited a bunch of stuff, and then my wife came in and just like, you don't really, let me help you fix some of this, and like she helped me kind of go through with some of the like color. It's mostly like hair coloring and stuff like that because I guess I'm weird with colors.
I found a default design that I liked, changed the hair and eye color, and went on my way.
Yeah, but anyway, I had like saved another version, and so I thought I was saving over it whenever I had fixed it. And I didn't, so I had to change it all again, and then I didn't change my voice. So I have like the Todd Hebercorn voice, who is not my favorite, but you know, that's like the softer one. You can after you change the game, or
you can change your appearance.
It's in your camp
related stuff,
or in your tent.
Yeah, but it's like a limited thing. Like I have tickets for it, but you know,
I hadn't pressed it, so
it is. It's a limited thing.
Okay, I went in and like changed my cat's voice.
Oh, okay. I don't know if voices are different, but I know you like as far as changing your appearance and stuff. It's like a ticket.
All right, the gauging of your guys' intelligence. What voice did you give the cat? The cat speak, Palico speak, or human speak?
Oh, the human speak.
I'm gonna kill you.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you.
So I started.
Whoa.
I started with.
This is why you like Teddy.
Feline.
This is why you like Teddy, loser. Like I like my mascot character. Dude,
I started with the feline language.
Yeah,
but I got tired of having to read everything it said every time, so I was like, let me go ahead and just switch it to.
You're just
humans.
It's especially helpful in battle because like I'll like prep up a potion to heal myself, and then I'll hear, "Don't worry, I got you," and then like I'll see the guy in the background.
Coming your way.
Yeah, I'll see the guy in the background throw a health potion at me, and I'm like, thanks, cat.
Can you give them a gruff voice or is it all high pitch?
No, I mean,
there's only a male and a female voice, and you can pitch it up and down, but that just sounds like it doesn't sound weird. It doesn't sound.
It does like the weird reverby thing.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Oh.
I modeled my Palico after my cat Olive, who has appeared on many episodes of the show.
What'd you call it again? Boliv? Olive?
No, Poliv, Poliv, because that's her nickname
Olive.
around the house.
Oh, Olive.
No, I mean that's just her nickname around the house. We call her Olive Poliv because it rhymes.
It stands for Palico, as I have just said it is.
That can be your headcanon.
My Palico's name is Freddy.
Freddy,
and I love Freddy. Freddy's my homie.
It's a man.
Yeah.
I thought you respected women. You didn't make it a.
Well, I'm a woman.
Let's talk about the real like we talked about how bad we feel about killing some of these animals. Let's talk about the tortured soul that is Fudge.
Yes, yeah. Fudge is only like they're only the way they are because of the armor systems. It's changed now. Fudge is a new man or woman. I can't remember what I mean.
I gotta find that picture that Phil sent. Was it in the main chat?
It's in the Discord generally. Yeah.
Oh my god!
You gave him like a 2B wig.
Yes, it's basically a 2B wig, and then some stupid, dumb looking. I did change it from when I last showed you guys. He's even weirder looking now, but in a cooler way. Not in like a. Yeah, why does it have a woman's wig? Why is that one of the outfits? For the outfit, it's fine.
Yeah, you could have given him a crown or something,
or something like that.
You know, like, oh man.
All right, well, let's dive in. Let's play at least one of these mini games. If not, we can run through both. You know, but let's start with our hit 10 for the week.
10 hit 10,
gentlemen. If you're not a frequenter of the podcast, we have this game called Hit 10, where we take a top 10 list from either ourselves or the internet. We assign point values to each segment on the list. Number 1 on the list is worth 10 points. Number 10 on the list is worth 1 point. Everything inversed in between. These two gentlemen will go back and forth trying to guess and fill out each entry on this list. 5 tries each. Whoever gets the most points at the end is the winner. Boys, for this week's Hit 10, I've compiled Phil's top 10 Mario games.
Oh, shit.
Mario.
Yeah, the mic didn't pick you up, so
Mario.
you gotta actually
Mario.
put some bass in your voice.
Mario sucks.
I will only say this is just top 10 Mario games.
Interesting.
Take that.
He's saying the different genres of Mario, Connor. So you're gonna have to get creative at one point. How many Mario RPGs can you name, Connor? None. You're fucked.
I'll find out. I'll try my best, and it'll work out in the end. I'll see. Maybe I will see. I'll see. Well,
maybe half of that got picked up. Speak with your voice.
Fine. God damn. Me, lolly lulelo. Fuck. Yeah, go on. Who's going first?
We'll let Connor go first.
Passphrase: who are the Patriots? And lolly lulelo.
I'd die. That would get shot from the being thought of as a spy.
He goes,
I can't.
Who
say
are the Patriots? Huh?
Lolly
Who
lulelo.
are the Patriots? And 6 guys pop out, and she pops them all with headshots.
Did that answer your question?
And then shows her your tits, and you go, yeah, you're on my side.
Got snake in her grasp. Just like how I'm going to get the number 1 spot with Mario Odyssey. I know that's probably not.
Super Mario Odyssey is the number 1 answer.
That's it.
Damn, okay.
That's
Shit.
it. That's the good one.
Gonna hit you with 10 points, Connor.
Was that a definitive no for you? Like you knew it was Odyssey?
I knew Odyssey was one. I knew Odyssey was one. The correct answer would now be to go to one of the galaxies, but Phil's an idiot. Care for galaxy. I'm gonna go. I don't know Phil's lineage with old school 2D platformer. With the Mario. I don't know how much he enjoys some of the old. So I'm going to keep it fresh and take some names off the board for Connor. And I'm going to go Super Mario Wonder.
Super Mario Wonder is the number 6 answer.
Oh, that's not going to get it done. That's not
going to hit you with 5 points.
For my next one, let's go Paper Mario and the 1,000-Year Door.
Ah, fuck.
Paper Mario and the 1,000-Year Door is the number 4 answer.
Damn it.
It's going to get you with 7 points.
Damn it. Damn it.
You didn't think I knew that one, huh?
I thought you might have known that one.
Tavin's second attempt.
Give me
top 10 Mario games.
Bowser's Fury.
Bowser's Fury did not make the list.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
It was a contender. It was a contender, but I kind of wanted a little more sauce on my list,
Got you. Fair.
Right, one. I'm second guessing myself. It has to be Mario Kart 8.
I don't know if I can give it to him. I don't know if I can give it to him.
Wait, is there a Mario Kart on this list? Wait a minute.
Of course there is.
Oh, no.
You know what? Connor, I'll give it to you. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
Is the number 2 answer.
I just didn't think there was going to be Mario Karts on this list.
He's amazing at it.
I don't see. I understand it's got it in the title, but I just don't see them as Mario games.
I know. That's why I said stupid, because I didn't realize it right off the gate. I was like, what's he talking about? Mario game. And it seemed like there was some hidden meaning in.
Well, I just thought, I was like, oh, okay, so like Mario and 1,000-Year Door, Mario RPG, like those guys, But now I gotta. Oh, is Phil a Mario Golf guy?
Right.
That's the big question now.
I'm more of a Mario tennis man myself. Mario soccer fan myself.
Let me get definite points on the board. I hope it's as high as I'm hoping it is. Super Mario Sunshine.
Super Mario Sunshine is my number 3.
Oh
on the
wow!
list.
All right,
It's gonna hit you. It's gonna hit you on with 8 points.
What was Mario Kart 8?
Number 2.
Oh, never mind. Fuck, Connor. God damn.
Yeah. It's my.
Let me just tell you real quick what we have left so far. We have the number 4. Oh, no, we don't. Sorry. We have the number 5, the number 7, 8, 9, 10.
Might have taken this one, Connor.
I might have.
Yeah.
Current score is 26-13.
Mario Wonder underrated in Phil's catalog, but that's fine. Mario Kart, not a Mario game, but that's fine.
There's Mario in it.
It does.
Counts as a Mario game. This has to be the title. Super Mario Bros. RPG? That was called?
It's just Super Mario RPG, but it's not on the list.
Okay.
I haven't played it. I still own it, but I haven't played it.
Didn't you watch a walkthrough of it? Did you say that?
No.
At one point? No?
Mm-mm.
Huh.
Nope.
I think you just don't remember playing it, and I remember you saying it.
Nope.
So you did play it.
Nope.
No? Okay. Sure. We'll agree to disagree.
Can I just say Mario Party, or are you going to make me pick one?
I'm going to make you pick one.
It might be better to go with something else.
I know, right? Because I don't know the old ones well enough.
Yeah.
And I don't think the new ones are that beloved by Phil. I might have
Probably
to pivot.
not,
I might
yeah.
have to pivot.
Indeed. I
Oh.
Top 10 Mario games.
see. Isn't like Galaxy at all? Couldn't help you. Why
It's
am I
not
doing
gonna get me the points I need if it's on the list.
Fair.
What? Fuck. What is the subtitle of that game?
Phil's top 10 Mario games. So far, we've said Super Mario Odyssey, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Super Mario Sunshine, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, Super Mario Wonder. And that is all.
What is it called? I'm gonna go Mario and Luigi. Mario and Luigi. Oh, Bowser's Tale or something? Bowser something? Bowser's.
I kind of want to give it to you.
Bowser's.
I kind of want to give it to you.
Bowser.
Ooh, you're so close. Look
Oh, the Bowser
within.
game.
Look within.
Bowser's Inside Story.
There you go.
Ugh.
Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story is our number 8 answer.
I was really hoping
Gonna
for
get
the
you-
7
I thought
there.
that- yeah,
I was really
3
hoping for the
points.
7 there.
My final pick, let's just go with it, Mario 64.
Mario 64 is not on the list.
Yeah, fair. You just
I
said a
toyed
Galaxy.
with being a little quirky and putting Mario 64 DS on the list.
And it's different. It's on the DS.
But, once
So-
again, did not make the list.
Are Luigi games considered Mario games to you?
I'll leave that up to you.
I don't think so either.
I thought that same thing, and
You
I was
know?
like, well, it doesn't have Mario
It is a question of which one. I mean, they do have Mario in them.
in the title.
Mario!
What are you thinking of?
What are you thinking of?
I'm thinking of Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not in the title.
Oh, he's not in the title. Oh, I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. Yeah. And then it would be a question of 1 or 3. I would assume he would go 3, but now I'm too nervous.
While you're thinking that,
Mario!
is Luigi's Mansion on our game club? It should be.
Oh, it should be. It should
Yeah.
be. I agree.
It may not be.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've
I
ever
don't
seen
think it is. I don't think it is. But I'll search it real quick to make sure, and then if not, I'll add it.
How do we play that? Is that on Switch?
It should be. Yeah, I think they did a remaster.
I think they've put them all
No,
on Switch.
they ported the second one. I don't know if they did the
The second one was the
the
most recent one, but I feel like the first one came already or was already at some point. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't think so. Did not do that.
I'm gonna swing for the fences here,
Doesn't look like it is.
Nope.
And I'm going to go Mario Strikers.
Mario Strikers is not on the list.
Big swing.
Yep.
Big swing.
It was a big swing.
Very likely
Did not
could've
pay
been-
off. You whiffed.
Yeah, it is what it is. Connor, congratulations. You nailed the important ones right out the gate.
Final score
Got
could
it.
be
I
worse
understand.
for you though, Tavin. Final score turned out Tavin 16, Connor 26.
Not that bad.
No.
Not that bad.
We've seen worse spreads. We've seen worse spreads.
Worse spreads indeed.
On,
I just really
on
thought Bowser's
Enrique's-
Fury was going to be in that 7 to 10 range. You know?
I thought about it. I thought about it.
Mhm.
We've seen worse spreads on Enrique's OnlyFans.
We have.
Whoa.
He's a porn star.
No, he just really likes cheeses.
No, he's a porn star. He said it himself. What are you talking about? Jesus.
Oh God.
Like a cheese spread.
Shut up.
No?
All right.
Shut
Charcuterie.
up.
Number
You know about a
10.
good charcuterie board, Connor. I don't know shit.
I don't.
Give me some goddamn
Let's run through
cheeses,
this-
some crackers,
Run
a
through this list real quick.
couple of peanuts and grapes.
You can't run through this list, Phil. Tavin's listing items
Apparently
on a
not.
charcuterie board. You lost, dude. It's not cheese. Come on,
Let's
man.
look at Phil's top 10 Mario games real quick. Number 10, probably the sauciest part of my list. Mario Hoops 3-on-3 for the Nintendo DS.
What the fuck? Okay.
We'll take his word on.
I guess.
That's good.
That game goes hard. I got that game for Christmas one year when I was like 10, and
Phil,
that game went hard.
Phil, you should probably have Mario 64 on your list before Mario Hoops 3 on
This
3.
isn't the objective
Oh, come
Mario
on.
list. It's his.
It's my list.
Probably have
Number
Galaxy.
9.
You should definitely have Galaxy on your list.
Oh, now you tell him what to feel?
Number
Watch, he's
9.
about to say it.
Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Wow, it is one of the new ones. I was not going to get Jamboree, but, it's
Yeah.
one of the new ones.
Number 8, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story.
Hmm.
Number 7, Mario Kart Double Dash.
Oh, very
Valid.
nice.
Valid.
Very, very nice.
Number 6, Super Mario Wonder. Number
Pretty high.
5, Super Mario Galaxy.
Oh,
It
it is
was
there.
high.
Wow. All that
Number
shit
4,
talking.
Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. Number 3, Super Mario Sunshine. Number 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And number 1, Super Mario Odyssey.
Sunshine lover over here.
That's me.
Objectively the worst.
I can't disagree or agree. I did play that back in the day.
It's so funny how you say the word objectively like you know.
Yeah, he
Um,
pretends like he knows. That's what it's all about.
It is subjectively the worst.
No, it's objectively the worst.
Now, what's objectively the worst?
How are we feeling, boys? Do we want to make it a little bit of a longer episode and go for Connor's hit list, or what? Oh, sorry, the
Reorder.
what was it called? Preorder.
And we may as well
If y'all
because
are
we're gonna have
down,
a
then-
conversational
yeah.
piece next week anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go
As
for
well.
it. Let's go for it. Let's Connor, hit us with your topic for this lovely mini game of yours.
It's a pre-order. Pre-order is where kind of like a hit 10, but it's when we don't have 10 entries. We list out some games in a particular category or some topic, some subject in a particular category. I'll tell them all the entries in the list, but won't tell them the position of it. And from that information, they have to guess where it's supposed to be on the ranking, which in this case is a ranking of
order.
1 through 9. Yes, pre-order. It is not something sourced from myself, as we typically would do for this kind of game. I got an article, a top 9, like I said, from DualShockers on the 9 most overrated video game consoles.
okay.
Yes.
Whoa. All right.
I wasn't going to make us waste time on figuring
Who is this
out-
from?
This DualShockers.
DualShockers trying to start some fights.
And anything that needs, like, why would they put that on the list or on that position on the list? They do give justifications for them. So if you want them, just ask.
I can think of a couple that are overrated.
Well-
like pretty easily.
I'm going to list them off, so get ready to write them down, guys.
I can't wait for none of the ones in my mind to be here.
I feel like a lot of them are not.
Yeah.
In some degree. Well, we'll find out. So the games, the 9 consoles, I should say, are as follows. The Nintendo Wii. The Nintendo 3DS.
Wow.
That is the one with the 3D feature. Like the slider that you can do
Really,
to pop it up.
really, Connor.
And
Is that what the
some
3
people
in
don't
the,
fucking know. It's
in
like
the 3DS means? Is it has 3D capabilities?
Nintendo Switch. Whoa. Nintendo 64.
Okay.
Are these all Nintendo consoles?
No,
Wait a minute.
I just did the Nintendo consoles first, and then I'm like, well,
I get. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
PlayStation 3.
No GameCube.
No.
No GameCube.
I was so happy to not see it there. I was like,
Nintendo
yes.
Switch, but no GameCube.
Yep. Again, you can ask for justifications later, but
Wild.
PlayStation 3 and the other PlayStation console, PlayStation 5.
It was 2, 3, and 5.
No, for PlayStation, no, 3 and 5.
Oh, it was just 3 and 5.
Yes. The Atari 2600.
Okay.
Yeah. The Xbox 360.
I knew that one was coming.
Yeah. And then the Sega Master System.
Oh, to be 27 and not know what 2 of these are.
Right. They're like, well, this guy definitely knows, or
Right.
woman. Who wrote this? Well, you guys are getting that all. Jake Valentine, like a detective.
Jake is Jake's smart. I've read Jake's work for a while. For him to put Switch on here and not the fucking GameCube is disappointing. Jake, do better.
I'm surprised the GameCube isn't on here.
You don't hate the GameCube. You hate the GameCube controller.
That is the biggest.
What franchise was best on GameCube?
What franchise?
Yeah. What franchise entry was best on GameCube? Of all the GameCube entries in all the major franchises, 3D Mario's.
I know what you're gonna say.
I see what you're pointing. You're saying what entry that was on the GameCube
that came
was the
out on
best in the
GameCube was the
franchise.
best
Okay.
of the franchise. Which one? It wasn't 3D Mario.
See, no.
It wasn't Zelda.
People say Smash, but they're wrong.
Some people say Smash, but they're wrong. I think Ultimate has kind of killed that conversation. They had a point against Brawl. They had a point against Brawl.
Now, notice the framing of how you're justifying why it's not that good of a console. You're saying the best out of franchises, not the quality of each individual game. Because then
People
you have
will also
Okami.
say-
it wasn't Mario Kart.
Double Dash is good.
Double Dash is the best
Really
Mario
fucking
Kart.
good.
That's and actually,
Double
there
Dash
is
is
not.
good. No,
The best
Mario,
Mario
Kart
game.
8
Best Mario
Deluxe
Kart
is
game.
the best version of Mario
Bill,
Kart.
Mario
Deluxe
Kart
is the
is-
best Mario Kart.
No.
Did you not just hear my list?
I know. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, that's 2. Yeah. Then also.
Maybe they had Mario Party. Congratulations. You had Mario
Metroid
Party.
Prime.
You could argue.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Just some people would say.
But is
Resident Evil.
Metroid this killer franchise? I don't think so.
But
Resident Evil.
I was gonna say some people will also
It's
say
also an argument.
some people will also say Zelda for Wind Waker and Twilight Princess.
I understand the argument for like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, but I think it is more impressive with the GameCube titles because they're 2 completely different games.
I think both Ocarina and Majora's Mask were
Ah,
higher
yeah,
than the
you're right,
GameCube
yeah.
Zeldas.
Yeah, never mind. You're right. But still, the point we're being
I don't know if I agree.
Really?
I mean, I love Ocarina of Time. I haven't finished Majora's Mask.
I'll concede to Majora, but the conversation is always or was always Ocarina of Time is the best Zelda until Breath of the Wild came out.
even still, the GameCube has Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Resident Evil 1 Remake, Resident Evil 4, Okami, Shadow of Rome. Is that on the GameCube?
I don't know.
I don't know. If it is.
Maybe. that was a pull.
Yeah, I know,
Connor.
yeah.
That was a pull.
I always think about that game. Ripping people's arms off. Anyway.
But then to put the Switch on it.
Well,
Like, as if the Switch is not Nintendo's best console.
maybe the Switch is near the bottom. Tell me.
Better be.
It's, a lot of these consoles, what does overrated mean? I don't know. Because I don't even know what my baseline is for deciding whether something is underrated or overrated. They're consoles. Most of the time I wasn't around for majority of the consoles that have released. I wasn't alive for, I would say.
I want to make it known. I want to make it known that while completing this list and filling it out, I don't agree with it.
Right. But you're delving into the mind of Jake Valentine. So
I'm attempting to.
yes.
I don't know that. I don't know Jake, but I think he's trying to turn some heads.
He might be. I mean, would you wait and see? You wait and see where it's listed. Yeah, so that makes sense why that one's there. I'm looking at it while you're reading, you're crafting your lists to see what his justifications are for some of these, especially, okay, overrated. Yeah, I understand that as a justification. Oh, okay. Okay, that's justifiable. Yeah, let me see their reasoning for putting the Switch where it was. Yep, it was okay. I get that. I get that too. Oh, I disagree about that. Yeah, I would disagree.
Yeah, I
with
don't
that.
love this list. I don't love this list that I've come across, but I'm ready.
Okay, well, Phil, let me know whenever you're ready. Oh, you did.
I'm finishing up right
Okay.
now. I have to erase my word bank real quick, so I don't.
I'm gonna assume. I'm gonna assume Jake here is giving a lot of credit to the old.
The thing is, I will say, reading him, I'm at the fifth entry. He's been pretty justifiable in putting the list where it is. He has reasons for it. It's not just
My thing is like to use the term overrated. Some of the consoles in this list are not super highly rated,
like the PS3.
Yeah.
People dog shit on that all the time.
Yes, but like, I mean, like, how often do we really talk about the Sega Master System?
Exactly. Right.
So, like, to put that in this list, I have to go, well, it's probably, in my brain, I go, it's probably fairly low, just because we don't put that one that high.
And I read it where its justifications were for it. It makes sense.
I'm going to switch my number 1 and number 2.
Okay.
I'm switching my number 3 and 8.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I get that. Yeah. Hey, fuck off. Yeah, that was I just saw a bad take from Valentine. The worst part about this list is one of the things he says about the PS3, but that's not related to the ranking.
Here, let me get into mine, and then I want to talk about mine, which is funny because this is not even this is a weird one to do, but I love it. So starting at number 9, the least overrated, I have the Nintendo 64. Number 8, Atari 2600. Are you ready? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 9, 64. Number 8, 2600. 7, I have the Nintendo Switch. 6, I have the Sega Master System. 5, I have the Xbox 360. 4, the PS3. 3, 3DS. 2, PS5. 1, Wii.
Okay.
In my head, the biggest battle right now for me is having the PS3 higher than the Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. That's such a weird generation. Like, it's a very strange generation when you look at it. So I don't know. Like, I could see arguments either way of putting the Xbox higher as more overrated than the 3, or vice versa.
Yeah. Well, that's your list, as you have said it, Phil.
You've got all of his points recorded?
I do.
Okay. For me, I'll show my work here. I put number 9, the Xbox 360. I put number 8, the Sega Master System. Number 7, the Switch. 6, the Wii. 5, 3DS. 4, PS3. 3, Atari. 2, Nintendo 64. And number 1, PS5.
All right. Well, there is a definitive winner.
That's why I me putting PS5 at number 1 there, it's like, I feel like he wants to turn some heads there. Like, I feel like he's one of those, like, there's more of the, I don't know Jake personally. I don't know if this is me being like mean. It's like, it doesn't have any games on it.
Well, I don't understand how you have Wii at 6. Because to me, the Wii might be the most overrated console.
I don't know about that.
Well, so like I said,
I'd say it's towards the middle like this,
Well, somebody won.
Okay.
Tavin.
Yeah.
You, from your list, achieved 1 point.
Okay.
Phil achieved 4 points.
Oh, look at Phil.
Very good scoring, Phil. So the list is as follows. Follow along. 9, the Xbox 360.
Wow.
Nice.
Yep. So you got that one there.
Okay.
8, Nintendo 64.
Oh,
okay.
7, Nintendo Switch.
Oh, okay.
6, going off the conversation that was just had, Nintendo Wii. That was right there.
Wow. Okay. Phil nailed it.
5, Nintendo 3DS. That was the last one I got right. Yeah. No, that was like Jesus. 4, PlayStation 5. 3,
Valid.
Okay.
PlayStation 3.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
And then the thing you guys did, it was, I understood your reasoning, but the bottom games are the old consoles. 2, Atari 2600. 1, Sega Master System. Now, the reason why.
We don't talk about those systems, so how can you say they're overrated?
Well, that's the thing. With the Sega Master System, the whole thing is that it was inherently tied up, and I'm assuming more of an authority on this subject, especially with what he says on the Atari
older
2600.
than us, so yeah.
His justification was everybody loves the Sega Genesis, which has a lot of the same games that the Master System had, and it was basically equated as being the same thing when it in fact wasn't. Basically, I'll read it here.
So his beef is with the Genesis, not the Master System?
No, it's the Master System. I love the Sega Genesis. I love the games Sega put out, delivering an excellent alternative that proves that Sega indeed does what Nintendo don't.
You said it backwards. So a lot of the games that started on Genesis moved over to Master System, and that's why it's overrated.
Yes, that kind of thing. Yeah,
that's an old head. I was there in the moment perspective.
Exactly, it is. Yeah, but I mean, as it stands. Any other ones you were interested in finding out his justification? Atari 2600 was like, yeah, you got a bunch of cool home game consoles very early in the market.
Give me the Wii.
But it set up the crash that would eventually happen. The Wii... I'll read it just really quickly. Despite being one of the best-selling consoles of all time, the Nintendo Wii is incredibly overrated. Its success was carried out by the mainstream appeal of Wii Sports. Yes, it's cool that your parents can play tennis in the living room or use motion controls to better immerse themselves in video games, but it's a fad that quickly wore off. While no one did motion controls better than Nintendo, that's the thing with fads. When they overstay their welcome, they're discarded as quickly as they catch on. Since Nintendo went all in on the motion controls, some of their formerly reliable franchises had them tacked on to essential gameplay. In the case of the Mario Galaxy games, this didn't matter. When it came to Zelda, though, it was a little aggravating to say the least. So, I see that
we didn't really get a Zelda game on the Wii.
We got Skyward Sword.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, Skyward Sword.
Princess came out
I
on
did
it.
forget about that. Yeah, but like Twilight Princess, I feel is considered more of as a GameCube game than a Wii game.
It is partly because it doesn't control as well.
To me, you making that argument is like saying that Breath of the Wild was a Wii U game.
I think Breath of the Wild has the opposite effect, where it is considered a Switch game, not a Wii U game, and that's purely because of the complete utter failure of the Wii U. Nobody had it. Everybody was ready for the next thing. I'm
skipping Nintendo this generation.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, whereas like GameCube, yes, not one of their best-selling consoles, not really considered as the most successful console ever, but it still carried that successful Nintendo nature with it, whereas the Wii U was just one of the biggest failures of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a bummer that because of that, nobody really played Pikmin 3, And I think that's probably why kind of Pikmin 4 got that big explosion rather than Pikmin 3. So
people were aching. All those
also,
Pikmin
and
fans.
most Wii U titles found a new home on Switch anyway, and sold well, to my understanding, of every Wii U title that ever got ported over.
Yep. And just to round out some other justifications, Xbox 360 solely because of the Red Ring of Death and how it was poorly made.
That's a poor. Yes, you're right, but that's a poor reason. My argument would have been like, what outside of Halo and Gears of War, what was really on Xbox 360 that really moved the needle forward?
It justifies it by saying all the good things: the expansion of Xbox Live, the introduction of Xbox Live Arcade, and the growth of online multiplayer games, in addition to a bunch of good games.
Yeah. I just think in terms of software, other than Halo and Gears, where was Xbox that generation?
I think a lot of that.
It's hard to say that in the peak of Halo and Gears, that's all you fucking needed, really.
Yeah.
But like
Gears,
when the next generation rolls around and everybody is tired of Halo and Gears, then what did Xbox have? Jack shit.
Yeah. Well, I can't really argue with that. They've definitely hit that weak spot.
We got 3 Halo games on Xbox 360, and in my opinion, never mind. I was gonna say they were all bangers, but only 2 of them were bangers.
64 because the reliance on cartridges rather than CD-ROMs and the controller being bad. Nintendo's
the controller's a valid criticism, but I think
which one wasn't a banger?
Reach.
Okay, you're a liar.
Wait, you said wasn't?
Reach is not a banger.
Everyone,
I understand. No. Hold on. I'm speaking purely Tavin here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why I was like,
I'm purely speaking Tavin here. I understand the impact that Reach had.
Mm-hmm.
This is a moment where I think the masses are wrong.
Yeah.
You're also forgetting ODST.
Sure, I don't. Yeah. I mean, you're right. I just don't fully see that as a full Halo title, but you're right.
Mm-hmm.
That one's a banger.
Nintendo Switch because the processing power, it got worse as years went on. I mean, you've complained about this.
I mean, yes. The Switch was outdated when it came out. We probably should have gotten a Switch 2 sooner. I'm going to chalk that up to pandemic delaying Nintendo's generation refresh. But, I mean, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Odyssey, Mario Wonder, Animal Crossing, like the list just keeps going of just banger.
That's the biggest issue with this entire list, because his other justification for it is the lineup. His software lineup has been disappointing. Saying, yeah, sure, Tears of the Kingdom and Super Mario Odyssey are all incredible titles, but their formerly reliable spin-offs have felt half-baked. It's unfortunate. That seems to be more
Luigi's Mansion 3, Bayonetta 3. Like, what are we talking about here? Switch has been a Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
Exactly.
To a lesser extent, Fire Emblem Engage.
We need to bring this like argument and everything back up next week when we talk about the best Switch games.
Yeah, right? Because it's just like, what the fuck do you even mean? We've had amazing remakes of classic games on Switch. Link's Awakening, Thousand Year Door, some of the other ones. Echoes of Wisdom was great. Like, Switch's software lineup is goated.
Yeah, like, that's why I disagree with it.
There's shortcomings. Yeah, the Mario sports games were all duds, sure.
Yeah.
The Mario parties never really kicked off like they probably should. It seems like this last one and the one that remixed all the old ones were well received, but didn't really like leave an impact. But what are you expecting from Mario Party? Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. I mean, come on. You depending on how you view Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you could take that away if you want. I think over the course of Deluxe's life, I mean, there were some changes to Deluxe. A second item, a bunch of like the cart crafting and some other stuff like were improved upon. But like they doubled the amount of content in that game.
With the Booster Course Pass, yeah.
Yeah, that's solely a Switch thing. Like they gave you Mario Kart 8.5. Like, and it's basically a new game, you know?
Yeah.
Just, you also get the old game also. I don't understand how anybody could overrate the Nintendo Switch. The technology thing, yes, it's shameful how behind the times they are with this tech.
He mentioned even when they were released, they were behind the times.
Oh, 100% they were. Yeah. 100% they were. But I mean, who cares when you have these games, you know?
I was gonna say, I feel like it's almost I mean, I don't want to glaze Nintendo too hard, but it's almost like super impressive that they can still do all of the things they did when they were behind the times. Yeah. But like, you kind of open the door there. It's like, if they weren't behind the times, imagine how much better they would have been. Like, you know.
Sure, but I mean, Pikmin 4, like the list just keeps, like you could just keep going and going and going and going with it. And on top of that, let's really talk about why they're so behind the times, and it's because they chose to do the hybrid thing. And now, 8 years later, Xbox is about to is rumored to be putting out a handheld. PlayStation is thinking about doing a hybrid version with we assume what will be the PlayStation 6. The Steam Deck came out. The ROG Ally is out. Like, Nintendo was way ahead of the curve with this thing, and I mean.
That's Nintendo for you.
Skyrim on Switch was a thing. Like, that was a thing. Like, you can take Skyrim on the go for the first time ever, and it works.
Yep.
Come on, man. Like, I don't understand how you could put the Switch in this.
Skyrim was I think it was like the third game I ever bought on the Switch.
I didn't buy it, but yeah, I didn't have it. But like it coming to Switch was a big deal. That was a big deal.
Well, just because like there was something so novel about like the fact that you could literally pull the two Joy-Cons back and you're firing a bow and arrow. Like,
well, could you do that? That's badass.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really fucking cool.
Absolutely, you could.
And then like, I mean, to add extra points on, like the Switch gets bonus points because they now get to have the credit of all of the greatness that was on the Wii U, because all those great Wii U games came over. And sure, you can't attribute those to the Switch, but for the majority of the player base, they played those games for the first time on the Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Was Bayonetta 1 a Wii or a Wii U game?
Wii U?
It was Wii.
It was Wii?
No, the first one I think was Wii.
I think so too.
Splatoon 2,
Splatoon 2 and 3. Like those games, like
you're a kid.
Gave Nintendo a multiplayer outlet. like a legitimate multiplayer outlet that they never had before.
Connor very quietly, "You're a kid, you're a squid."
You're a kid, you're a squid. And then he ends it at some point.
All right.
Like we could end the show.
Thank you guys so much for joining me on this lovely episode of the Piggy Bank. It was a good episode. A lot of fun conversation. We had a couple of topics. I didn't even mention the fact that me and my wife platinumed Split Fiction last night.
Good times.
Very good.
It was a good time. It was a very good time.
I will say real quick.
But go ahead.
Bayonetta was not even on the Wii. It was It was released on the PS3 and Xbox 360. It was on the Wii U as well. And it eventually went to Switch and PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
What?
Yeah, no.
It's a Nintendo title.
It's technically it's owned by Sega.
Title.
And since it's been published by Nintendo since Bayonetta 2.
Oh.
Yeah. It's synonymous with Nintendo, you would think.
I knew it didn't start as a Nintendo like publishing thing. Like I knew it. I thought it was on the Wii. I didn't think it was exclusive, but I knew it was 360 and PS3 also. I thought it was also on the Wii, but it wasn't.
I assumed as much too. This was 2009, so it could have been, but
it could have been. It just wasn't.
Yeah,
fascinating.
But anyway,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Make sure to drop in the comments and let us know what you think about Monster Hunter Wilds. Let us know what your favorite Mario game is, and let us know what you think the most overrated console is. Boys, thank you so much for joining me on this episode, and thank you so much for watching. Let's go ahead and say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.